It wasn't polished, but it was hers. She launched a demo revealing a clean, fluid interface that effortlessly unified real-time messaging, video calls, and even secure data transfers. Sleek, intuitive, eerily similar to the tech his elite R&D team had failed to perfect for months. "This is impressive," he murmured, eyes fixed. "Seriously, why haven't you shown this to anyone?" The billionaire CEO had mocked the waitress just moments earlier, but now he was at a loss for words. What if the sharpest mind in the room wasn't in a tailored suit? Stay with me, because this isn't just a story about business. It's about shattered assumptions, hidden brilliance, and how the people we overlook are often the ones who redefine everything. Michael Langston thrived on control. At 42, he'd turned Langston Enterprises into a tech empire, his devices and software shaping the modern digital world. He was the embodiment of power, custom suits, sculpted jawline, piercing gaze. His name echoed through boardrooms, his impatience nearly as infamous as his empire. But tonight, control was slipping. A $2 billion merger with rival firm Synergy Solutions teetered on a 200-page contract, dense, convoluted, and even his Ivy League legal team couldn't untangle it. With deadlines looming and competitors circling, Michael's temper simmered dangerously. He needed air. At his driver's suggestion, he found himself at Rosie's, a no-frills diner a few blocks away. Faded booths, flickering neon, the smell of burnt coffee and fried onions in the air. Michael scoffed, but walked in anyway. He wasn't hungry, he just needed space to think. He dropped into a booth, contracts spread before him like a battlefield. His pen hacked at legal jargon, indemnities, contingencies, escrow clauses. Nothing made sense anymore. Behind the counter, Grace Harper, 28, watched quietly. 3 years at Rosie's had taught her to read people like a second language. Her hair was thrown into a messy bun, her green eyes sharp behind tired lashes. She noticed the frustration before he said a word. She walked over, sneakers squeaking softly. "Tough night?" she asked, placing a glass of water on the table. Michael didn't look up. "That's one way to put it." She glanced at the scribbled-on pages. "Looks brutal. Want to talk it through? Sometimes saying it out loud helps." He finally looked at her, scoffing. "What are you, a lawyer now? Stick to coffee, sweetheart." Her smile stayed, but her tone cooled. "Just trying to help. You look like you're wrestling with a dragon." "It's a contract," he muttered. "Doubt you'd understand." Grace raised a brow. "Try me. Translate it into real talk. Bet I could help more than you think." He laughed, sharp and dismissive. "You a genius now? Go ahead, impress me." He shoved the contract across the table, expecting her to fold. She didn't. She picked it up carefully and started reading. Michael watched, half irritated, half intrigued. Surely she'd give up, but she didn't. Her brow furrowed. Lips moved as she scanned, and then she pulled a notepad from her apron. "Okay," she said after a moment. "This indemnity clause? It's about who takes the fall if things go south. Like buying a car that breaks the next day. Synergy wants you to cover the damage." Michael blinked. "That's correct." She continued. "The escrow bit? Think of it like a piggy bank both parties lock away. They want $500 million stashed there until certain milestones hit. It protects them, but it's tying up your cash flow." He leaned in. "How the hell do you know this?" Grace shrugged. "I listen, I read. You'd be surprised what people say when they think no one's paying attention. Plus, I like puzzles." He let her keep going. Over the next hour, she broke down the entire contract. Not just simplified, she decoded. She flagged hidden risks, saw loopholes his lawyers had missed, like a clause allowing Synergy to back out without penalty if Langston's stock dipped. Her analogies were spot on. "It's like signing a lease that lets the landlord evict you with no notice," she explained. Michael's armor cracked. This wasn't some waitress with a sharp tongue. This was insight, precision, vision. "Who are you?" he asked quietly. She set the papers down. "Just someone who figures things out. You done mocking me?" His silence was the answer. As the diner emptied, the two remained. He studied her now, not with condescension, but curiosity. "You're not just a waitress." "I'm a lot of things," she said, wiping the counter. "Was a computer science major for a while. Had to stop. My mom got sick. My brother needed help. Bills don't pay themselves." Michael raised an eyebrow. "So you stopped school?" "Paused," she corrected. "Taught myself after work. Mostly code. Keeps me sharp." "What kind of code?" he asked. She hesitated, then pulled out her phone. "An app. It's still rough, but it works." She laughed softly. "But who's going to take a waitress seriously, right?" Michael's mind spun. His company was bleeding market share to smarter, faster tools. This app, her brain, her clarity, this could be the edge. "You're wrong," he said, voice softer. "I would take you seriously." Grace raised a brow. "You? The guy who told me to stick to coffee?" He winced. "Yeah, I was a jerk. But I'm not blind. You've got something. Let me help you build it. Funding, resources, a real team." She studied him. "Why would I trust you?" "Because I've built my empire spotting talent. And you're the sharpest person I've met in years. You saved my deal. Let me return the favor." A week later, Michael closed the merger, with Grace's suggestions baked into the final draft. 6 months later, ConnectFear launched. Seamless, secure, revolutionary.
A game changer.
Grace, once overlooked, became a rising star in tech. She started a scholarship fund for working-class coders, making space for others like her. Michael changed too. He reformed Langston's hiring model, recruiting from community colleges, boot camps, even diners. Because brilliance doesn't wear a uniform. Years later, Michael sat at Rosie's once more. Grace was there, not with an apron, but with her team, celebrating ConnectFear's latest update. He raised a mug. "To underestimating people." Grace clinked hers against his. "To proving them wrong."
Da, da, da.
And as they laughed, somewhere beyond the neon and chrome, the city buzzed on, unaware that a quiet revolution had begun in a booth at Rosie.